Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to do another small group lesson this week. And this one is actually going to be a little different than the ones we've done before. I know we've done a lot of making words, which is always really good to do. But this time we're going to do an Elkonin boxes or sound boxes lesson. And we've done that before at the reading table. It's just where we have the boxes and we push the erasers up to stretch out the word. So that's what we're going to do for our word work today. And then after that, we're going to read a book just like we usually do. I'll pop in and ask you some questions or ask you to think about some things. And then you'll go back to Seesaw and complete your graphic organizer. Okay? All right, let's get started. All right, Snoopy group. So as you can see, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're not doing a making words activity. We're actually going to do what I like to call Elkonin boxes. Now, we've done these before. They're also called sound boxes. Some teachers will call them that, but they're the same thing. As you can see above me, all I've done is I've drawn 4 boxes on my dry erase board. So you're going to do 2 things before we get started with our Elkonin boxes lesson. First thing you're going to do is you're going to find a piece of paper or a dry erase board, whatever you can find to draw 4 boxes on, you're going to do that. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to find 4 little objects. So it could be food, like a marshmallow or a chocolate chip, a piece of candy, a piece of cereal, or it could be something that's not food, like a little toy or an eraser, something that you can push up into those boxes like we do in the classroom. So do those 2 things and then come back here and we'll get ready for our lesson. Hi guys, so like I said before, we're going to do our word work a little bit different today. So I know we've been doing making words, but we're going to do some Elkonin boxes today. So hopefully you have everything ready to go. I'm going to grab my 4 magnets and I'm going to use those below my boxes. So if you haven't yet, whatever you got, your little thing to push up into the squares, go ahead and put them under each little box because we're going to push them up when we hear those sounds, okay? And if we have 4 boxes, then we know that all of our words are going to have how many sounds? 4 sounds, right? Now that doesn't mean that we're just going to have 4 letters because we know sometimes 2 letters can make 1 sound, right? Like our SH, CH, really all of our hunks and chunks have 2 or 3 letters in it, but it only makes 1 sound. So on the last word, I want you to really think about that, okay? All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna give you a word and we're gonna stretch it out just like we normally do. And then we're gonna push up our little things that you've got. I'm gonna push up my magnets. You're gonna push up whatever you've got so we can stretch it out and hear all of those sounds in the word. And then normally what we do at the table, at the teacher table, is we'll write out each letter as we hear it. Now I'm going to write it out up here, but because I don't want you to have to constantly erase or draw a new set of boxes, then you don't have to worry about doing that part at home. You can just look up here and watch what I'm doing, okay? But I really, really, really want you to make sure that you're pushing up those magnets or whatever you've got at home to hear those sounds. That's the most important part of what we're doing. We want to hear all of the sounds in our words, okay? All right, so let's start with the word prim. Now, prim kind of means like you're prim and proper, right? That means like you're kind of doing everything really with good manners and nice and neat. So that's what the word prim means. But let's stretch out the word prim together. So we're going to stretch it out just like we do a rubber band. So get your hands ready and let's stretch it out. You ready? Prim. Let's do that again. Get your hands ready. Get ready. Prim. Good. All right, so let's try it with our sound boxes, our Elkonin boxes. All right, you ready? So everybody get ready. And remember, push it up as you hear the sound. Get ready. Prim. Very good. Let's pull those back down. And let's do it one more time. You ready? I'm going to give you a chance to push all of your pieces back down. And then let's do it one more time. Get ready. Prim. Good. So we hear 4 sounds. So now this part, Don't worry about writing it on yours because I don't want you to have to worry about going back and erasing or drawing a new set of boxes, but just look up here. So let's stretch it out together. So I hear purr. I hear a blend at the beginning of that word. I hear the P sound, so that must be my first sound. And then I hear a sound right after that, purr. I hear what sound? The R sound, good. And I'm gonna put that in a separate box because that's a new sound. I hear purr, I. What letter makes that I sound? That I, good, the short I sound, good. And then that last letter, think about it, purr-im. I hear the M sound. Very good. So look up here and we're gonna stretch it out together. You ready? Get ready. Prim. What word? Prim. Good job. So that's how we're going to do each of our words. We're just going to do a few more. So let me erase, and you make sure that you have your magnets or erasers or food, whatever it is that you're using at home. Make sure you get those ready, okay? All right, our next word is prom. So like when you're a senior in high school, you might go to a fancy dance called a prom. So let's stretch out that word. You ready? Prom. Good. Let's do that again. Let's stretch out our rubber band. Get ready? Prom. Very good. All right, so let's stretch it out with our sound boxes. You ready? Prom. Good. All right, let's move those back down. You move yours back down. I'll give you a chance to do that. And then let's stretch out our word again. Remember, don't push it up into the box until you hear that new sound. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to go like this. Prom. Because I sounded it out way too fast. I want you to wait and push it up when you hear that sound. All right, you ready? Prom. Very good. All right, so move those back down on your sheet, and remember, you don't have to write it this time. I'll write it up here for us. So let's stretch it out. You ready? Prom. I hear the same blend that we heard the last time, that purr sound. So I hear that purr sound. Now remember, it's still two separate sounds, so that's why they're in two separate boxes. They don't make a whole new sound and one sound. They make each of their sounds. We just blend them together. Then I hear purr-ah. I hear that short O sound. And then we hear what at the end? Prom. That M sound. Very good. All right, so you look up here and let's stretch it out. Get ready. Prom. What word? Prom. Very good. All right, so I'm going to erase, and you make sure that you've got your candy or whatever you've got ready to go below your squares, and let's do a couple more. So this next word is trap. Now this one's really tricky because the beginning sounds like a CH sound, but I'm gonna give you a hint. It's not a CH, even though it does sound very similar to CH. So let's stretch it out with our rubber band, the word trap. You ready? Trap. Let's do that again. Get ready? Trap. Very good. Let's stretch it out with our sound boxes, our Elkonin boxes. Get ready? Trap. Very good. That one's a little bit trickier, so let's push them back down. And let's do it one more time. Get ready? Trap. Very good. Hopefully you heard all of those sounds. So I'm going to move these back down. And then let's stretch it out. So remember, you just watch up here and you can do it with me. So I'm thinking that blend at the beginning. I hear I hear a T sound. And then right after the T sound, I hear I hear an R sound. And I put them in separate boxes because they each make their own sound. We just want to blend them together. Then I hear tra. What do we hear? What vowel? Because remember, every word has to have a vowel. So what vowel do we hear? A. Very good. That short A sound. And then what do we hear at the end? Trap. That P sound. Very good. So let's stretch it out and read that word. You ready? Trap. What word? Trap. Very good. All right. Let me erase one more time. You make sure you have everything ready to go where you are. All right. Last word. Now this one's a little bit trickier, but listen carefully. Our word is trash. Trash. So let's stretch it out with our rubber bands. You ready? Trash. Let's do that again. Get your rubber band ready. Trash. Very good. All right, let's stretch it out. Now, let's see how many sounds we hear in our sound boxes. All right, you get ready on yours. Get ready. Trash. We heard some different sounds at the end of that. All right, pull your things back down. I'll give you a chance to do that. All right, get ready. Trash. Very good. All right, let me pull these back down and I'll get that in a second. And then let's stretch out our word. You ready? So, I hear the same sound that I heard on the last one. I hear that chur, and we know it's not that ch, that CH sound. That's a different sound. Sounds close, but not the same. So, chur. So I hear that ch, and then that R, chur, if we blend those sounds together. Then I hear trap. Well, I still hear that short A sound. Trash. What hunk and chunk do you hear at the end? If you said SH, good job. Now, I'm going to put the S and the H in one box, but why? Why am I putting it in one box? Why would I not put S here and then make another box for the H? What have we talked about? SH makes how many sounds? One, right? So even though there's two letters, because it only makes one sound, we're going to keep it in that one box, okay? So let's stretch this word out. Look up here and you do it with me. Get ready. Trash. What word? Trash. Very good. All right, so we might do another one of these next week, or we might do something different, or we might go back to making words. But let's go ahead and get into our book that we're going to read. Nice job with the El Conan boxes. Okay, so let's get into our book that we're going to read today. So our book that we're going to read today is called Many Feelings. And I know we all can relate to that. I know I have a lot of feelings every day. I know you have a lot of feelings every day. Everybody has feelings. And so we're going to read a story about Victor and all of the feelings that he has, and what are some things that he does that make him feel all these different feelings. And then when we get finished reading the book and kind of talking about it, then you're going to go back to Seesaw and you're going to complete the graphic organizer and tell me some connections that you made. All right, let's get started. So on this page, it talks about how Victor feels excited when he wins a game and when he goes to the beach. And I could not agree more. If I win a game, I get so excited. And honestly, sometimes when I lose a game, I can feel the opposite way. I can get really sad and upset that I lost. And that's okay. Everybody has feelings. But I want you to think about When was a time that you felt excited? So maybe it was when you won a game. Maybe it was when you went to the beach or when you took a trip somewhere that you really wanted to go. So pause the video and turn and tell somebody, or just stop and think on your own and think about what connection can you make to how Victor feels. Victor feels excited, but when is it when you feel excited? Hey guys, so if you notice on this page, the illustrator has added some speech bubbles above Victor and then that really mean kid. And we want to make sure that we read that with really good expression. So if you had just had something taken from you like Victor has, well then how would you say that? You would say, hey, that's mine. You would say it like you meant it. So when you read it, I want you to make sure you say it like that. If you were the mean kid, you wouldn't just say, now it's mine, dummy. And remember, we don't want to repeat that word. The author's just trying to make a point, but you would say it like you meant it. You would say, well, now it's mine, dummy. And you would say it kind of with an attitude. So even though we don't want to repeat that, and we don't really want to talk to people like that, that's probably how the mean kid talked to Victor. So pause the video and make sure that you practice that before you move on to the next page. So when we're reading, we really want to make sure that we use all of those strategies that we have talked all year about. So stretchy snake, chunky monkey, skippy frog, all of those strategies when we're reading and we get stuck on a word. So on this page, that very last word that starts with an F, if I got stuck on that word, there's several strategies that I could use to figure out that word. Now, what I don't want to do is just make up a word that I think it is. I want to figure it out for sure. So if I get stuck on it, well, the first thing I can do is I can look for hunks and chunks in that word. And I see the word, I see an actual word that I know, the word and. I see that AM in the middle of that word. And then if you look at the very end, I know sometimes when a Y is on the end of a word, it's going to make that I, that long I, or that long E sound. So I or E, one of those sounds. So then when I go back and I do stretchy snake, I know I've already found that word that I know, and I already figured out that that Y is either going to make that I or that E sound. So when I go to stretch it out, I'm going to go fam I, family. That doesn't really make sense. Let me switch the Y sound. Let me do flippy doppin. So I'm going to try the other sound that I know that Y can make sometimes, which is the E sound. Family. Wait. Family. That makes sense. So make sure you use all of those strategies when you get stuck on a word. Don't just skip it or make up a word. I want you to really try to figure it out. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed our book about Victor and all of his different feelings. And I don't know about you, but when I read it, it made me think of all kinds of connections of when I feel upset or I feel excited or I feel happy. So hopefully it made you think of some things too, because what you're going to do is you're going to go back to Seesaw and you're going to tell me, what does it make you think of when it comes to yourself? Like something that happened in your life that it reminded you of. Then you're going to tell me something that it makes you think of as far as another text goes. So did the book remind you of another book that Victor was in, or another book that talked about feelings? And then you're going to tell me, what connection can you make to the whole world? And I don't know about you, but right now the connection that I make is feeling kind of sad with everything going on right now. It is kind of a sad time, even though it's nice to spend so much time with our family. It's sad that we're not at school. It's sad that people are getting sick. And that's the connection that I made. So maybe you made the same connection. Maybe you made a different connection with what is going on in the world. But I want you to see if you can make those connections and then remember to turn it into me. And I can't wait to see what you thought of.